निज मन में था कुसंग, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे। पल पल जीवन जाए रे, कर ले प्रभु का भजन, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे।
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Eradication of desires is the only way to happiness. To understand that, most people think of it as some kind of spiritual thing, not recognizing that this is not spiritual. I mean, of course, it is spiritual, but it is not only spiritual. Even your material life is enhanced, is improved, is more fulfilling when you are able to do these things. Now, you may argue whether there is a self or there is no self. Is there God? Is there no God? All this is nonsense. You may argue, is there life after death? Is there no life after death? Nonsense. That's why Swami Chinmayananda gave the best answer to this. He said, they asked him, do you believe in life after death? He says, I believe in life after birth. This life you're not handling, that life you're worried about. So, very important that we concentrate on the here and now. So, whatever they tell us in terms of our spiritual growth or reincarnation, whatever, what is its relationship to my today? That I must know. So, one of the things is that the greater the desires, the less you are able to harmonize relationships. And that's what we are studying. So, what happens when the desire is too much? Two things happen. One is you're asking for it so much that you can repulse the other person. Or two is you want it so much that you don't want to repulse the person, so you become a doormat. Now, these are not happy ways of having relationships. Relationships have to be a relationship. It's not like one is riding the other one. It is not that one is cold towards the other, or it should be emotionally fulfilling, no? And it will never be emotionally fulfilling. It will never feel that sense of fulfillment if we don't do it right. Now, why don't we do it right? That silly desire is there. It's forcing us to do all sorts of stupid things. So if we look at Othello, what did he do? He started suspecting his most virtuous wife and ended up killing her. What did Andrea del Sarto do? She was all the time philandering. He forgave it. He's been subservient. He also ruined the relationship. So it seems that there's no way to go. There is a way to go, and that is called intellect. Gunjan. What does it mean by emotionally fulfilling? Gunjan, this I cannot answer. You have stumped me. What does it mean by emotionally fulfilling means what? You should feel satisfied with your relationship. What do you mean by emotionally fulfilling? It's like I say you must have food, then you must be fulfilled by the food. Then you say, what is fulfilled? I don't know what to say. You're
Yes, but
muted.
like there are some relationships,
Hmm.
even our current relationships,
Hmm.
at lower when we are at lower level, there might be relationships where we are seeking, I would say, cheap pleasures, right? Maybe lower quality of happiness.
Hmm.
But at higher level, we seek uh, long lasting happiness. So, what does it really mean by emotional,
It just means you
emotional?
are satisfied by. I don't know what you mean by lower and higher. The individual has to be satisfied. That's it. Whether it's lower, higher, that is not the. That's not under discussion at the moment. So suppose you have a relationship with, say, your mother, and you are satisfied with it, then that's good. You have a relationship with your father, and you feel happy with your father, or you feel satisfied with him, that's good. With your brother, your sister, your partner, your child, whoever, you are at peace with that relationship. Let's say, I mean, you're satisfied with it. So there's no higher or lower over here, but you feel satisfied, and obviously you want the satisfaction to continue. You don't want the person to satisfy you today and then dump you tomorrow, right? So obviously there has to be some continuity of that. It's not like your mother's very good to you today and then she just dumps you tomorrow and goes away. That's not what you will come under emotionally satisfying.
But let's say if we are emotionally satisfied in our relationship, then where is the scope for growth?
For growth,
Yes. I mean, when we are in a relationship, we grow with that relationship, right? We also uh, change over a period of time. So if we are stable, we are happy in that relationship, then where is the scope for growth?
so what are you recommending? Marry somebody who is most distressful to you. Please go on. See, life will give you challenges. You don't worry about the challenges. They will come on their own. You try and find somebody who's emotionally fulfilling. You don't worry about the challenges. That it's not like that's only one thing in life, right? There's so many things, and things will come left of field. So when you choose a partner or choose not to marry, whatever you do choose, it must be something that is of, when you're choosing, it should be something of satisfaction to you. You don't take on problems unless, of course, you decide to join Vedanta University, where problems will be created for you. Don't worry. But you don't otherwise take on problems. Hmm? Yes, Bharat.
So, what determines if one becomes a doormat or a repulsive person in a relationship?
That intellect is not functioning at all. That will determine that you are going one way or the other way. What is intellect? Discrimination. So you can't tell. So either you're going into this very aggressive, irritating behavior one way or the other, or you're going the other way into, okay, I can't bear the idea of you leaving me. I will do everything you say. And because people are not very should I say, consistent. They sometimes swing from one extreme to the other extreme. So none of this is going to work. Don't look for solutions here. Solutions lie elsewhere. CJ, are you new to class?
No.
Sorry? Bharat, you said something?
Yeah. So, I mean, are we saying that a person who becomes a doormat is, I mean, not using any of his intellect at all?
Yes,
And the aggressive person is using?
no. Neither are using. How can you behave like that towards how Othello goes and murders Desdemona? He's wrong. Firstly, she is a very virtuous wife, and then he's gone and murdered her. What intellect is there? And he's miserable in this whole journey. So you're neither a doormat. You don't take decisions for other people. You take your decisions. People who don't understand that create confusion in relationships. I will decide what you should wear. I will decide what you should eat. I will decide when you should eat, how much you should eat. Pagal hai kya? Leave me alone. So that's how you create problems. And that's what people do in any relationship. Everybody's telling everybody else what to do. Because we are so wise, we know it all. So these are mad ways of conducting relationships. No, both ways show absence of intellect. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
CJ, are you new or?
Can I ask a question following that?
Yes, sure. 1 second. Let me just understand whether CJ is somebody I know or new. CJ is just the opposite of JC. So I want to know who's CJ. CJ?
Namaste, Janki ji. Yes, I am new. I just joined your class today.
Okay. You come from YouTube? You've been watching on YouTube?
Yes, I've been doing that.
Okay, great.
So I then found your link on Facebook, and from there I've joined.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome to the class. Which city are you from?
Singapore.
Okay. I think you're our first person from Singapore. I've never heard Singapore before, I think. So welcome. What's your name? What does the C stand for?
Chitra.
Chitra. Okay. Many eons ago, everybody used to call me JC. That was my maiden name. So I wanted to know who is CJ now.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I absolutely love listening to your lectures, Janki ji, and the thing is, on YouTube, not all your videos are available in series format. So you just watch an episode here or whatever, some lecture here and there. So now I decided to join and understand more.
okay, great. Most welcome. So here in this class, we're doing this book. Are you aware of that? The book we're doing.
Yes, I've seen your book, but I came to know you through Vedanta treatise because I've been reading that book.
Okay.
And I've been listening to some videos, lectures, online lectures of yours on that one.
Okay, great. Most welcome.
I'm yet to buy this book. I still haven't bought this one.
Okay, no problem. Whenever you're ready. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Chitra. Mahesh, what did you have to say?
So this question of aggressive, so aggressive bat uses their intellect negatively, right?
Arey Baba, you people are picking on to one word and just running with it. In this context, we're not talking of aggressive in that context. Aggressive over here is in the English sense of the term. Yes, being aggressive means you are dominating, domineering, controlling, quarreling, argumentative, whatever. Othello. They're not using aggressive in the sense of use of intellect, obviously. So here we are talking in the sense of, this is one thing you really have to learn, that words, go back and read about Can anyone tell me what fallacy this is? Mahesh, can you tell me which fallacy this is?
I don't know the name, but the word is used in a different context.
Equivocation. The fallacy of equivocation, using one word in two separate meanings. Very good, the fallacy of equivocation. Jayashri, you are reading, how do you know what you know, right? Did you know about the fallacy of equivocation?
I haven't reached there as yet.
You haven't reached there, okay. All right, so fallacy of equivocation means you use a word in two completely different sentences, two completely different senses in the same argument. And that's how we create problems in life. Can anybody give me an example of the fallacy of equivocation? हजार बार किया है यार. How many times we've been through the fallacy of equivocation? Okay, let me give you one which is the easiest to remember. Mary had a little lamb. Okay, Mary had a little lamb. Now, when does it become a fallacy of equivocation? If I say, Mary had a little lamb and then she ate her vegetables. You see what I just did? Mary had a little lamb in the first case means that she had a pet which was a lamb. In the second case, it means she ate a little lamb. So she ate her lamb and then she ate her vegetables. Okay, so this is an example of the fallacy of equivocation where you use the same word with a completely different meaning. Many riddles and all play on this fallacy. Okay, I hope next time somebody will give me an example. I always give the same example in the hope that somebody is going to remember. Same example, same definition. Nahi hota. Okay, everyone's clear about the fallacy of equivocation? Can anybody give me another one? We are very few in class.
I went to a mine which was mine.
I went to a mine which was mine. Okay. You have to give it in a way which leads to a misunderstanding. I mean, what you're saying is correct, but it won't become a fallacy because there was no misunderstanding. But you're right, you can use it in two senses, but there has to be a fallacy in it. Anybody? Okay, then the other one. The same ones we've used in How Do You Know What You Know? Remember the other one? Two men walked into a bar. You would have imagined one would have ducked.
One would have.
Ducked.
Yeah. Now the bar is the one you go to drink, and the bar
Correct.
is an iron rod.
Correct. So you get a you're completely flummoxed. That's how these jokes and riddles are created. No? Two men walked into a bar. You would have thought one would have ducked. Both are so stupid and they walked into the bar. At least one should have realized it and not walk straight into it, right? Okay, clear fallacy of equivocation. Next time I ask, will you all tell me? Yeah, exams in this class, Chitra, exams in this class can come anytime. We don't have a established date. Actually, we should.
Okay.
No, anytime. Okay, you're clear about the fallacy of equivocation, Chitra?
Yes, I got it, Janki. Thank you.
Right. Who else? Everyone is clear? Prashant, this may have been the first time you've heard it. So are you clear? Prashant Linga. Okay, Prashant Nair is given. Okay, another example. Good example, Prashant Nair. I gave a ring, but he didn't pick up. So now ring is used in two senses here. So we are left, we don't know what he means, because did he give a ring? Okay, I gave a ring. It means he could have kept it on the table for him, but he didn't pick it up. Or I gave a ring, as in I phoned him and he didn't pick it up. We don't know what he means. So I gave a ring. Up to that point, you have some meaning in your mind. And then he said he didn't pick up, and then you don't know. It's probably a phone he's talking about. Right.
Sankiti, a comedian once gave this joke as an example. A lot of women turn into, can you hear me?
Yeah.
A lot of women turn into good drivers. So if you are a good driver, watch out for turning women.
Yes, correct. Jayashree, you didn't get it. Lot of women turn into good drivers. So you mean, what you understand by that is they become good drivers. But what he means, because it is Bharat, he's saying they turn into the driver means they turn into a good driver's car. Yes, very good example. Joyce has given another example. Very good. I have the right to say whatever I want, so it's right for me to do so. Very good. Good examples. These are the kind of fallacies that people talk all the time, and they don't seem to recognize that they're doing. Very good choice, because these are the kind of statements which people make and don't seem to realize that there's just a fallacy being made over here. I have the right to say whatever I want, so it's right for me to do so. Just because you have a right doesn't mean you are right. Correct. Very good choice. Right. Prashant Linga, are you okay with this? I think this must be your first exposure, at least in this class, to the fallacy of equivocation.
Yeah, but this is my second class actually. I'm trying little bit. I have little bit understanding. Something what I understand fallacy of equivocation is something you tell it has got different meaning, right? And the person understands it differently. That's what. This is the first time I'm hearing this thing.
You can read up about it online also. It is not that that person always understands it differently. Sometimes it's also you intended to mislead that person. So, and then how does this happen? Because the play of the words. So if you also, you can read the book How Do You Know What You Know also, but I don't suggest you read it because it's a heavy text. But it's there if you want to. You can have it as a reference book, because reading it end to end may be a bit heavy.
No, is it always like creating an intentional way for the person to understand it in a wrong way?
No, it could be either. The person may understand it wrongly. The person speaking doesn't understand that they've made this mistake also. That is also there. So it could be any intent, but our ability should be to identify. Like we have used the word aggressive in the past in this class to mean person using his intellect. So today I used the word aggressive. So both Mahesh and Bharat woke up and said, "What are you saying?" But here the word aggressive is not being used in that sense. Here aggressive is in the English sense. This is how we fall in love with the word so much that you shift it and we don't get it from context. What is this supposed to mean? Gunjan, knowing self is important for oneself. Okay, self is big and self is small. Okay. Right. So now, shall we continue with relationships? So will you go on, Mahesh? Remember, we did all those statements, right? Okay, is everyone's clear about this, or do we need to do this? It's how you make me feel. This is a fundamental statement of attachment. It's how you make me feel. Why does it require somebody else to make you feel anything? Are you happy because somebody keeps you happy, or are you happy because you're a happy person? If you are not a happy person, people struggling to keep you happy will not make you happy. And so what happens basically is you keep chasing people who are making you feel happy. But anybody makes you feel happy for only a short time, then what happens after that? Then a husband, wife, child, parent should do this. This thing about making lists for other people of what they should do or not do, what is right for them or wrong for them, is not our business. I can't live without you. This is very obviously attachment. There are so many. There are women who go into depression because their child has gone overseas to study. Can't live without. There are people who go into depression because a pet passes away. I mean, surely we have to understand, right, that nobody's with us all the time. I'm very grateful that you're with me, and very happy that you're there with me. But should, God forbid, this condition arises that you are not, I still continue. That's called objectivity in life. This lovely poem, men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. So I can't live without you makes no sense. What is that even supposed to mean? If something happens to you, if you leave me for any reason, or something happens to me, what am I supposed to do? Commit suicide? And yet that's what people do. There was one man, it was very tragic. His wife and two girls, they met with a car accident, fatal car accident. They both passed away, and for years and years and years, he simply couldn't get over it. I mean, that it is tragic is given. Nobody is saying it's not tragic. But still, something in us should keep us standing. No? If you love me, you should listen to me. What sense does that make? You love me, so you should listen to me. Even if I'm talking nonsense, you should do what I say simply because you love me. That means every mother should completely do what the child tells the mother to do, or then you don't love me. I mean, like, that's silly nonsense, right? If you analyze it, you see it's silly nonsense. But this is what we actually believe. How can you behave like this towards me? What does that sentence mean? You know, all behavior comes from
Nature.
nature. If you have those vasanas, you will behave like that. If you are an arrogant person, you will behave in an arrogant manner. If you are a stubborn person, you will behave in a stubborn way. If you are a loving person, you will behave in a loving way. If you are whatever you are, you will behave like that. Now, where do I come into this picture? You are doing your stuff. Do it. If you loved me, you would know how I feel. Very wrong. If you loved me, you would know how I feel. You know how many couples have a problem because of this one silly idea that is in people's head? That I love you, so I know how you feel. No. Have I no efficacy of my own? If you wish to know how I feel, please ask me. How are you supposed to know just because you love me? That makes no sense. And you have no idea how many husbands and wives have fought over this. How can you not know? What do you mean, how can I not know? If you want something, tell me and I will. Like, many wives do this. I've noticed it all the time. Many wives talk like this, that, oh, you should have known. What, are we playing games? If you want something, you want the other person to say something or do something, why not ask the person politely? What's the problem with that? And if you consistently ask the person politely and the person is agreeable to doing it, then what's your problem? Why are you creating a fight? Men, women, everybody do that, Oh, तुमने ऐसे किया मेरे साथ. But if you wanted something else, why don't you ask for it? Then the person may refuse and you may say something I can understand. You never asked for it. And you're getting all worked up the person didn't do it. Makes no sense. So, if you do your relationship properly, day after day, minute after minute, you're doing it properly, a time will come. Simon and Garfunkel sang that. Old friends sitting on a park bench like bookends. Eventually, that relationship will function in silence. But have you done the work before? Work to kiya nahi, and you want the relationship to work. How does this even work? I don't understand. Many men are of that. Oh, when we were recently married, don't tell him, okay, I told you all this. My husband, you had this famous statement of his. He who doesn't understand my silence will not understand my words. We love to say that. Meaning that he was not going to say anything. Even today, he doesn't say anything. But the thing is, if you want somebody to understand your silence, the first step is please use some words. Otherwise, they don't know. That's the payment you make to be able to do it in silence. So a couple that's married for many years, it's quite cute to see them. It is easy for them to even fight without having to say anything. Full fight has happened. Nobody has said a single word because pata hi hai na ye. But that will come after time, not right in the beginning. In the beginning, you please use words. Fight at least, but use some words. Don't use hands and legs, but use words. So there's an old couple. So she's sitting in the living room and she hears her husband doing something in the kitchen. So she says to him, "What do you want?" And he says, "Nothing." So she says, "It's in the top drawer on the right-hand side." But why? There's so many years of association, conversation, interaction, all that, then you know. But how? You don't start like this. I worry about you. Please don't. I will do my own worries. Thank you very much. Why are you worrying about other people? Everybody is going to get the result of what they do. Isn't it? You can't stop it and I can't stop it. However much you love the person, they will get the consequences of what they do. Since I love you, I do everything you say. You have to love the truth and align yourself with good sense, not with people. Because people don't always follow the truth and they don't always follow good sense. Please get it. I do so much for you. Then don't do now. What are you dindora pitao for unnecessary? If you think you should, do. If you don't think you should, don't. Keep the power with yourself. Can we add the following statement to this list? I just want you to be happy. Means another one you're saying, or to the to any of these statements?
No, another statement, and to this list.
No,
no?
I mean, depends on what you mean. I want you to be happy means I'm leaving you alone to be happy, then it won't fit here. But I just want you to be happy means I will tell you all the things you need to do so that you will be happy, then that sentence will fit here.
Yes, if it means that there are conditions,
Yeah.
Yes, that will follow the statement.
Yeah. So if you have a son, you don't want him to marry somebody, then you tell him, "Oh, I just want you to be happy," which translates as don't marry this person. So
Yes.
that fits in here.
Yes, that's okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mahesh, let's go. We believe that love is a preference for someone or some people over others. This could not be further from the truth. When we get overly attached to someone, the relationship ceases to be fulfilling. This is a very important line. Please note it. When we get overly attached to someone, the relationship ceases to be fulfilling. Nobody seems to believe that. If you're not fulfilled in the relationship, you'd never say, I'm overly attached. We cannot enjoy it as we always worry about it, like parents over their children. Further, the person we are attached to feels suffocated and develops a revulsion for us. Just like we develop towards pylons. When we sense the other person doesn't want to be with us, we start becoming angry. This is what we've experienced, right? If we want to be with somebody and that person doesn't want to be with me, I start getting angry, I'm very unhappy and angry. This anger can lead us to harm the other person. Maybe destroy him or her too. Like in the movie Fatal Attraction. You remember that Dan in the Fatal Attraction? If you've not seen Fatal Attraction, please see it, because she has some one night stand with this guy, and then she wants to continue this whole thing, and he doesn't. He's married and he has kids. And how she does everything to ruin him, his family, everything. I mean, like, is this what you think love is? Or when people beat the people they love. Do you know this? Many men beat their wives and their claim is they love them. They interfere or they make rules or they behave generally like they're cattle or something. There's no thinking for their own self. Or throw acid at them. You know, what a horrible, horrible thing. You claim you love the person and you threw acid. I don't know, Joyce, if you know this in India. I don't know whether there's other places as well or not. Is it there in Europe also? Do people do this kind of awful thing?
Well, in mostly in my country of origin, which is there can happen. This can happen. This thing of throwing. Maybe not in Europe, but in some other areas where the men are so possessive of their wives, or they're so jealous that they disfigure them. So I suppose it's the same thing that you're mentioning.
Here, it's not even wife, your girlfriend, or you wanted her to be your girlfriend. She said no, or they were going steady and then she left and she's with somebody else. They go and throw acid on her face. So there are these acid attack victims, and their whole face, their eye, whatever, they've lost it. You know what will happen if acid is thrown. What degree of cruelty is this? Under the guise of love. That's what's so frightening. So, where is that? Continue, Mahesh. Othello killed the faithful Desdemona because he suspected her of infidelity. We come to hate the people we love, as evidenced in the divorce courts, where ex-partners are not allowed their basic rights and spouses spitefully prevent access to their children. I know so many cases like this, where one parent, anyone, prevents the cases I know of, the lady, she takes the child and she doesn't allow I know one case where in court there was a settlement that some twice a month or something, the child is allowed to come to the father's house. But she would make the child so miserable every time he went, or he said, "Do I have to go to my dad?" that the child is grown up. He's in his 30s now. He's not once gone and stayed with his father. And they divorced when he was 7. Because what she would do is, every time the time came for him to go, she would start throwing tantrums, behaving badly, terrifying the child, and, send him on a terrible guilt trip. You want to be with your father, though I am looking after you. I don't know, whatever she must be saying. I don't know. I know this from the father's side. So never, not once, did that child ever come, in spite of the court settlement. So you turn the children against their parents, their other parent, or prevent access. Can you imagine how a father feels? And I know so many cases like that. They just don't allow access. Even the basic right of a parent, right? What must a parent feel if you're just not allowed to meet your child at all? The Praj, parents always want the best for their child. Okay, into that list, yeah. Assuming that they're telling the child what is the best. So William Congreve has written these beautiful words, I think everybody knows them. Heaven hath no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell of fury like a woman scorned. So the other side of love is always hatred. If that love be interrupted in some manner, you hate the very person you claim to love. There's so many horrible things we do towards people we love. Those who are attached but are passive by nature take the other route. They become victims, doormats, abused and bullied. They destroy themselves. Right? So the first category was the aggressive type of people. Aggressive in the sense they'll do all these horrible things. But there's another kind who don't do these horrible things. What do? They become victims, doormats, abused and bullied. They destroy themselves. A good example of this is Andrea del Sarto in Robert Browning's eponymous poem. Though he was one of the greatest painters of the caliber of Michelangelo and Raphael, his attachment nullified his art. This can be these stories are so good. They can be in all of these. See, remember productivity? It's go away. This guy was supposed to be better than Michelangelo and Raphael. And yet nobody has ever heard of him. His attachment destroyed his art. Okay, Chitra. His attachment destroyed. He couldn't live up to his whatever his abilities, his potential. Okay, so chalo, he sacrificed his art. Then was he happy? No, he was miserable. He lied and stole for his wife and even put up with her dalliances. So basically, the king in the French court gave him money for his paintings. They give patronage to the artists. When he was in the court and he was going to be the painter to the king, and this girl, his wife, said, "I don't want to be here," and she went off somewhere. So he took all the money that he had been given to make paintings for the palace and murals or whatever it is they had told him to make, and chased behind her. So then he spent his life doing what? Obviously, all the police will be after him, right? That he took the king's money and ran away like that. Then his parents, his elderly parents, he ignored them. He let them die in penury and starvation. All the time fixated on this girl. Now, this girl, obviously, it must have been disgusting to her, right? To have this man so attached to her. So she is least bothered about him. And she's having affairs with somebody else. And he is helpless. He's putting up with it. What can he do? It's very sad. It ends like that. The friend's whistle means some other man is calling her. His wife, some other man is calling. Oh, you're going, he said. And she goes, weird, no? What is this madhouse? He lied and stole for his wife and even put up with her dalliances. Thus, his whole life was covered with a grey hue, his genius lost and his affections unreturned. Grey hue is how the poet, he starts the poem like that the grey hue that has covered the city. It is not, it's not the city that's covered in grey, it's his life. It's a transferred epithet. Yes, Bharat.
Mother's example, where she prevented the child from seeing the father. The hatred for the husband is understood, but why would she deny the son meeting the father?
That is it, no? That is her concept of love. That I'm going to possess you, I'm going to hold you, I'm never going to let you have an association with anyone else. Wives may do that with their husbands as well. They don't let sometimes the husband or the wife, they don't allow the spouse to associate with their families or friends. Like sometimes, oh, I love you so much. Don't go out with your friends. Go out only with me. They actually, people who have psychological ailments also do that. Psychopaths and all, when they are, sort of superimposing on the other, they don't let the person talk to anyone else. They sort of trap them in. It's quite frightening. And if you want to go and talk to anyone, they'll guilt trip you. So it's quite frightening when people start doing that. So why do they do that? Because that's not love. You are you're believing attachment to be love. You would love that person, zilch, zero. Like I told you, this mother, she used to make that child's life hell if he went out with the father. Not to even stay, even just went out for 1 hour, she'll start calling him and making that poor kid's life absolute hell. So after some time, the child just doesn't find it worth it, however much he may love his father. He doesn't want to go because he can't, like 4 days after that, if he is going to be tortured like this, kaise chalega? He stopped. And she was able to break it, not let him be with
So
the
this is actually really manipulative. So why would the person give in to the mother's these dirty tactics?
Which person? The son.
The son.
It's totally dependent, is attached. I mean, he has to live with his mother. That mother is going to handle everything about his life. She has taken money from the father for him. She's already taken the money. That was the settlement. That for child support and all, everything is taken. Now he's totally in that. And the child is also attached to the mother, no? So,
Oh dear Lord.
yeah, all children. I mean, he's 7 years old, dear. Poor fellow.
No, when he grew up, I mean,
Imagine 12 years of that. 12, 15 years of that. What now? What father? What anything? That's 12. At 7, he left his father. He made some attempt to be, of course, he loved his father and was attached to the father as well. Every time he made any attempt, backlash was so much that eventually, it's like an animal. Every time the animal does something and you beat the child or beat the animal will stop doing it. That's how you train them. And that's how she trained the child. Yes, totally mentally crippled the child. And now that child, having grown up, cannot form relationships with anyone because he doesn't know how it's done. So at whatever, 35 or whatever, he will be unmarried. What else do you expect? Because now if he gets a girl into the house, he knows what's going to happen with his mom. So you basically ruin somebody's life all under the guise of love.
Ruin everybody's life in this case.
Everybody's life. I mean, imagine the father's family, the grandparents, my son's son. You know how it is in India. My son's eldest son. Madhouses. But forget everybody else. That she has damaged the child. At least that should have kept her sane, but it doesn't. Okay, you hate the husband, you hate your in-laws, you hate everybody, fine. Chalo, but at least for your child's sake, do. No. My child will become a pawn in this game. It's very, very sad. Now, you may argue and say, we are not like that. We don't behave like that. You know, the problem with it is every one of us is capable of this. It is just that our desires have not been interrupted so much. But let them be interrupted so much, we will also be able. This is all like basic causal relationships. You have a strong desire, somebody interrupts it, all hell will break loose. And you can see that in small ways in your own life. You don't get angry. Now, how much will you take it? That's why your Vedanta studies are very, very important. It's your only security. Because what will tell you not to be so stupid? Who are you going to listen to? Your intellect is switched off. Nobody else you're going to listen to. At least if you have some values, you say, okay, something. Some hope there has to be somewhere. Prashant Linga. Looks like Vasna from past lives is strong. Who is to blame? Well, we can always, for others, we can say that, but I hope we don't say this for ourselves. This is not an excuse for us to behave badly. Just saying that what to do. No, I have to control it. That's what Krishna says. Arjuna asked him, why do I behave badly in spite of not wanting to? Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhava. It is desire, it is anger, born of rajas. And it's my job to control it. Otherwise, how am I a human being? Joyce, what if the father has done something terrible and abandoned his wife and children? What is the wife to do to avoid? Should she still encourage her son to love and respect his father? Respect is something that people have to get on by their behavior. But love is something that has to be given freely. If the child is taught to not have love for a parent, it is damaging for the child. There's a certain amount of security, right, in knowing that you have two parents. And so if the father has done something terrible and abandoned his wife and children, I mean, the fact is the fact. But can you imagine how put yourself in that child's place? And then it becomes clear that it's not that you want to condone the bad behavior, but you also don't want to hate a parent. So that's where the intellect comes in, right? I may not be able to respect you because your behavior is not respect worthy. But why should I not love you? There's no reason not to love. Respect, yes. And also no reason not to see the facts of the case. Children will never see 100% the facts of the case because you're hardwired with reference to your parents. You can't see it so clearly. No child will ever see so clearly. They will go from one extreme to the other. They criticize them or praise them, go from one extreme to the other. But so she doesn't have to encourage her son to love and respect his father, but she doesn't have to discourage him from the natural feelings, because that's not good for the child. And respect as well, the father will have to earn it. Respect is never handed on a platter, but love is. Okay. And it's also depends. That's why the intellect comes in, because so dependent on what these situations are. Has the father really done something terrible? Or does the mother think that he has done something terrible? All sorts of permutations and combinations. So we did one type, which were the aggressive types, go out all out and go and do horrible things to people. And then the other type, the passive ones, who are all doormats. We make unhappy compromises because we have lost the capacity to walk away. A good compromise is when both parties are reasonably happy. It makes both people feel better about themselves and the relationship, not worse. Always be willing for no deal. Value yourself. Be willing for no deal. That doesn't mean you start walking out on everybody, for heaven's sake. If you can't get along with people, there's something wrong with you. If you just give in, there's something wrong with you. Now, how to win in each case, individual case, what to do if you don't have an intellect, who's going to be able to tell you that? So be willing for no deal, because whenever you're not willing for no deal, you will get the short end of the stick. We give in to every demand of the person we love. That makes veritable devils of them. For instance, some parents cannot refuse their child anything and thus create spoiled brats. Truly, the best gift a parent can give their child is the capacity to take a no. This is something every parent has to inculcate in the child, because life is going to say no. Haven't you trained your child for the no's that are to come in the future? That doesn't mean you irrationally say no to everything they do. They will always ask, any child will always ask for something that he really should not have. When he does, you say no. Unnecessarily don't say. Gunjan, when you have a child, don't unnecessarily give him problems to say that, oh, I have to strengthen him. No. But if he asks for something that he should not have, then you have to say no. Not only child, anyone. It could be your parents, it could be your children, it could be your friends. Your friends can come to you and say, here, have a whatever they take. Or here's an injection for you, or here's something to snuff up, or something these kids keep talking about. No, the answer is no. Oh, all my friends are doing it. The answer is no. So whether it's friends or children or parents or colleagues, you have to be able to say no, and for the welfare of the other person. Either way, dominion or passivity, there is no relationship, only torturous agitation. So some people go the dominion way, some people go the passive way. But in either case, where is the relationship? It's only, in both cases, the person is miserable. How do we reach this situation? It starts with a thought. The initial attraction turns into a desire to possess and enjoy. And before we know it, we're tumbling down an abyss of misery. Possessiveness, suspicion, denial, withdrawal, and passive aggression are all parts of the journey. You are familiar with passive aggression? People who are aggressive, but not in a way that you recognize. So what basically, you want something, and you say, I don't know what, you tell your friend, shall we go for a movie tonight? Now, if it's a passive aggressive friend, the person will maybe not answer. So you're left hanging. One of the most horrible things, we don't respond. Yes, no, yes, thank you, no, thank you. They just keep it quiet. I mean, you can keep it quiet. Nobody's saying you shouldn't. But that should not be your normal. That should be when you have specifically decided to do so. But normal, in India especially, nobody responds. Will you come for dinner tonight? So your friend hasn't responded. So now you don't know, am I cooking at home, not cooking at home, are we going out? Because that person can respond at the last minute. It's very unfair to keep people waiting. I'll respond. Yes, no. I'll be able to tell you only by 7 o'clock. Say whatever you want to say. So passive aggressive people are always playing these mind games. They will not say anything. Or they'll say something like, oh, how come you're calling me today? What is that even supposed to mean? So these are sort of nonsensical. It doesn't sound aggressive, but they are unnecessarily pushing something. Okay, so well, that's it for today, I guess. We'll continue next time. Hari Om.
Hari Om, ma'am.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you, Janki.
Thank you. Thank you.
Om Janki ji, thank you.